My name is Emily, and I always thought I had the perfect little family. My husband, David, and I were high school sweethearts. We were that couple who everyone admired, envying our unwavering love and seemingly effortless happiness. After years of dating, we finally tied the knot in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by our loved ones. As the years went by, our love only grew stronger. We reveled in the joy of our shared adventures, supporting each other through ups and downs. And then, the most magical moment of our lives arrived when we welcomed our precious baby boy, Noah, into the world. He was our bundle of joy, the little miracle that completed our family. The first few months with Noah were both blissful and challenging. Sleepless nights, endless diaper changes, and the overwhelming responsibility of caring for a newborn tested our patience and resolve. But through it all, David and I stood together, supporting each other as we navigated the beautiful chaos of parenthood. David was an incredible father. I would often catch him sneaking into Noah's nursery in the middle of the night just to watch him sleep, a tender smile etched on his face. His love for our son was evident in every interaction, and my heart swelled with gratitude for the man who had become not only my husband, but also the devoted father of our child. One particular Saturday morning, as the sun bathed our cozy home in warm light, David seemed unusually excited. I found him sitting at the kitchen table, a playful grin tugging at the corners of his lips. "What's got you so excited, David?" I asked, a smile playing on my face as I poured myself a cup of coffee. He looked up at me, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. "I have a surprise for you, Emily," he said, his voice filled with excitement. "Close your eyes and hold out your hands." Curiosity piqued. I closed my eyes and held out my hands, waiting for the surprise that David had prepared. I felt a small envelope being placed gently in my palms. "You can open your eyes now," he said, his voice barely containing his excitement. I opened my eyes and looked down at the envelope in my hands. It was beautifully decorated with intricate designs, and my heart fluttered with anticipation. I turned the envelope over and carefully opened it, wondering what delightful surprise lay inside. As I pulled out the contents of the envelope, my eyes widened in disbelief. It was a pair of airplane tickets to a tropical paradise, the destination of our dreams. "David, are these vacation tickets?" I stammered, a mix of astonishment and delight coloring my voice. He nodded, his smile growing wider. "Yes, my love. I thought we could use a break, just the two of us, to celebrate the wonderful journey we've embarked on as parents. We deserve some time to relax and reconnect." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A vacation with David, just the two of us, leaving behind the everyday stresses and immersing ourselves in a world of bliss and tranquility. It was the perfect gift, a testament to the love and commitment we shared. Overwhelmed with emotion, I threw my arms around David, holding him tightly. "Thank you, David," I whispered, my voice choked with tears of joy. "You truly are the best husband and father I could ever ask for." In that moment, as we stood there, embraced in each other's arms, I felt a sense of gratitude wash over me. My heart swelled with love, and I believed, with every fiber of my being, that we truly had the perfect little family. Little did I know that the enchanting bubble of happiness and contentment I had built around us was about to burst, exposing the painful truth that lay beneath the surface. It was a sunny Saturday morning when it all began. David had been acting strange lately, distant and preoccupied. He would spend hours on his phone, his conversations becoming hushed whispers whenever I entered the room. He claimed it was work stress, but my instincts told me something was off. I tried to dismiss my suspicions, convincing myself that I was overreacting due to the hormones and sleepless nights that came with being a new mother. As I went about my morning routine, cleaning up the mess from Noah's breakfast, I noticed an envelope on the kitchen counter. It stood out stark against the clean, white surface. Intrigued, I picked it up, turning it over to examine the delicate calligraphy that adorned it. "Dear mistress?" I murmured, confusion creeping into my voice. My heart skipped a beat as a sense of foreboding washed over me. What could this possibly mean? With trembling hands, I opened the envelope, hoping for a sweet surprise or a heartfelt message from David. But what I found inside left me frozen in shock. It was a letter, neatly folded and written in a hand I did not recognize. I began to read, my eyes scanning the damning words that sprawled across the page. The letter was a confession, a declaration of love and betrayal. It spoke of secret rendezvous, stolen moments, and a bond that existed between David and another woman. The words cut through me like a knife, shattering the illusion of our happy family. My mind spun with disbelief, and I sank onto a nearby chair, clutching the letter in my trembling hands. Tears welled up in my eyes as I struggled to process the gravity of the situation. How could David do this to me? To us? In a daze, I stood up, crumpling the letter into a tight ball, unable to bear the weight of its truth any longer. With a surge of anger, I marched to the trash bin and threw the evidence of my shattered world into its depths, as if hoping to rid myself of the pain and deceit in one swift act. As I watched the letter disappear into the abyss of discarded waste, a newfound determination washed over me. I would confront David, demand answers, and face the truth head on. There was no turning back now. Hours later, when David returned home, I confronted him with a mix of anguish and fury simmering within me. "David," I said, my voice trembling with a mix of hurt and anger, "we need to talk." He looked at me, confusion etched on his face. "What's wrong, Emily? Is everything okay?" I held up the envelope, my eyes burning with tears. "Do you care to explain what this is?" "What I found today?" David's face paled, and his eyes darted nervously. He opened and closed his mouth, searching for the right words, but nothing came out. The truth hung heavy in the air, suffocating us both. Finally, he sighed, his voice laced with regret. "Emily, I made a mistake. I've been unfaithful, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm so sorry." His words struck me like a sledgehammer, each syllable punctuating the devastation that had befallen our marriage. The tears that had been threatening to spill finally broke free, coursing down my cheeks as a mix of heartache and rage washed over me. "You're sorry," I hissed, my voice filled with a bitter mix of pain and anger. "Sorry doesn't undo the betrayal, David. Sorry doesn't undo the betrayal. David, sorry doesn't erase the fact that you shattered our trust, our family." He reached out to touch my hand, but I pulled away, a fire burning within me. "No, David, I won't accept your apologies. This changes everything. I don't know if I can forgive you." In that moment, the perfect little family I had cherished crumbled into a million pieces. The trust we had built over years of love and commitment had been obliterated in an instant. And as the weight of David's infidelity settled upon us, I knew that the path forward would be one of pain, uncertainty, and a search for justice. Anger surged through me like a wild torrent. How could David betray me like this? The love and trust I had placed in him had been obliterated in an instant. My hands trembled as I tried to grasp the magnitude of the deception that had unfolded. Days turned into weeks as the reality of David's affair sank in. The once bright and hopeful future I envisioned for our family now seemed tainted by lies and deceit. I couldn't look at him without feeling a mixture of heartbreak and anger. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over our living room, I confronted David. The weight of my emotions threatened to suffocate me, but I knew I needed answers. "David," I said, my voice laced with a mixture of pain and determination, "we need to talk about what happened. I can't pretend that everything is fine when it's not." He shifted uncomfortably in his seat, avoiding my gaze. I know, Emily. I messed up. I don't expect you to forgive me easily, if at all." A surge of frustration coursed through me. "Do you understand the gravity of what you've done? The pain you've caused? We had built a life together, a family, and you shattered it all with your infidelity?" David's eyes welled up with tears. Remorse etched across his face. "I never meant for any of this to happen, Emily. It was a moment of weakness, a lapse in judgment. I love you and Noah more than anything. Please believe me. Believe him." How could I trust his words when his actions had torn us apart? The anguish inside me threatened to spill over, but I held my ground. Love is not enough, David, I said, my voice steady but filled with anguish. Love requires trust, and you shattered that trust. I can't just ignore what happened and pretend everything is fine. I deserve better than this. The room fell into a heavy silence as we both absorbed the weight of my words. Tears streamed down my face as I realized the enormity of the decision I had to make. I don't know if I can continue this marriage, I whispered, my voice barely audible. The foundation of our relationship has been irreparably damaged. I need time to figure out what's best for myself and for Noah. David reached out to touch my hand, but I pulled away, my heart guarded. No, David, this isn't something that can be fixed with a simple apology. It's going to take much more than that to rebuild what you've destroyed. His face contorted with a mix of pain and regret. I understand, Emily. I'll give you the space you need, but please know that I will do anything to make amends, to regain your trust. Regain my trust. The very notion seemed far-fetched in that moment. The pain was raw, the wounds deep, and I couldn't fathom a way to move past the shattered fragments of our marriage. Days turned into weeks, and the house that once echoed with laughter and love now felt suffocating, filled with the remnants of a broken dream. I sought solace in the support of my closest friends and family, their unwavering presence reminding me of the strength I possessed within. As I took each step forward, I knew that the road to healing would be long and arduous. But I was determined to find my own sense of self-worth, to reclaim my identity beyond the confines of a shattered marriage. The love I had for David still lingered, entangled with the pain and disappointment. But I knew that my journey had just begun, and the choices I made would shape the future of not only my life, but also the life of our precious son, Noah. In the midst of the chaos, I found a glimmer of resolve. I would not allow David's betrayal to define me. I would find the strength to rebuild my life, to move forward with grace, and to create a future filled with happiness and authenticity. And so, with a heavy heart and a determined spirit, I set out on the path of healing, ready to face the unknown with resilience and unwavering resolve. As the days turned into weeks, and the initial shock of David's betrayal began to subside, a newfound strength welled up within me. The pain still lingered, but it no longer defined me. I refused to let his actions dictate the course of my life. With the support of my loved ones, I embarked on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. I attended therapy sessions, seeking guidance and healing. I surrounded myself with strong, independent women who had faced similar trials and emerged victorious. One evening, as I sat at my favorite cafe, sipping a warm cup of tea, my best friend, Sarah, joined me at the table. Her presence was a source of comfort and solace amidst the storm that raged within me. Emily, I've been watching you navigate through this difficult time, and I have to say, I'm in awe of your strength, Sarah said, her voice filled with admiration. You've transformed into a woman empowered. I'm so proud of you. A bittersweet smile touched my lips. Thank you, Sarah. It hasn't been easy, but I refuse to let this define me. I deserve happiness, and I won't settle for anything less. Sarah nodded, her eyes brimming with understanding. Absolutely. You deserve the world, my friend. So, tell me, what's next for you? What are your plans? A surge of determination coursed through my veins as I shared my newfound aspirations. I've decided to pursue a career that I've always been passionate about: interior design. It's time for me to focus on my own dreams and talents. I won't let David's actions hold me back. Sarah's eyes lit up with excitement. That's amazing, Emily. You have such a keen eye for design. I have no doubt that you'll excel in this field. Remember, this is your chance to shine. As the weeks went by, I immersed myself in the world of interior design. I enrolled in courses, attended workshops, and poured my heart and soul into creating beautiful spaces. The creative process became a form of therapy, a way for me to channel my emotions and transform them into something tangible and extraordinary. One afternoon, while working on a design project in my newly transformed studio, David unexpectedly showed up at my doorstep. His eyes reflected a mix of regret and longing. "Emily, may I come in? We need to talk," he said, his voice filled with a vulnerability I had rarely seen before. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding. The sight of him awakened memories both painful and tender. "Fine, David. Come in, but know that I'm not ready to forgive or forget." He stepped into the studio, his gaze sweeping over the room. "You've created something truly incredible here, Emily. I've been watching your progress from afar, and I'm in awe of your talent." A wave of conflicting emotions washed over me. It was difficult to reconcile the man standing before me with the one who had shattered my trust, but I remained resolute in my pursuit of self-empowerment. "I appreciate your words, David, but they won't change what happened," I said, my voice steady but laced with a hint of sadness. "I've learned that I am capable of so much more than I ever realized. I will continue to build a life for myself and Noah, one that is filled with love, honesty, and authenticity." David sighed, his eyes brimming with remorse. "I understand that, Emily. I don't expect you to forgive me easily, if ever, but I want you to know that I'm committed to making amends, to proving that I can be the man you deserve." I looked at him, my heart softening for a moment. But then I remembered the pain he had caused, the shattered trust that still haunted me. "David, I appreciate your sentiment, but actions speak louder than words. It will take time, and it will require more than empty promises to rebuild what was lost." As David nodded, a newfound resolve settled within me. I had embarked on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, and I wouldn't let anything or anyone derail my progress. The pain of betrayal had transformed into a catalyst for growth and transformation. In the days that followed, I delved deeper into my newfound career, pouring my energy into creating breathtaking designs. I reveled in the sense of accomplishment and joy that came with pursuing my passion. The path ahead was still uncertain, but I had faith in my ability to navigate it with grace and resilience. I had emerged from the shadows of a shattered marriage, a woman empowered, ready to embrace the